What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley. You can find me on Twitter at ArtisticGamer28. That's the one, the only. It's Scott Savage. You can find him on Twitter at Savage. Scott, it is Happy Recap Day.
You're strengthening that intro again. I like it.
I'm on it, dude. I am right on things today. Sort of. Not really. Dude, we got a wicked show today where everybody can join us live over on twitch.tv/theofficial ITG, as well as YouTube at Inside the Game Official. If you can't join us live, hit us up later. InsideTheGame.ca, podcast services, and TV streaming networks around the globe. Coming up on today's show, well, it's all about the Game Awards. It's a recap. We've got it all. Everything from last night's event. We have the latest game announcements and the winners. Who won Game of the Year? Well, if you missed it, we're going to tell you. So stick around. Scott, you ready to get going, buddy?
Oh, I'm ready.
So let's get into recapping some of the biggest announcements of last night. And with Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss revealed The Matrix Awakens, which is an Unreal Engine 5 experience. It's basically a tech demo. And dude, I briefly jumped in, like I would say maybe a minute and a half, and it was already blown away at what I was looking at.
Okay.
Yeah, so I haven't had time really to get into it. Definitely excited to test that out and see where else it goes from here. But dude, the Unreal Engine 5 is taking the whole experience to that other level. We've seen what some of this tech can do, and I think is really going to elevate the whole games industry. Once again, each year we kind of get better and we get better, right? And you go, man, how can it look any better than this? Well, check out Unreal Engine 5 because dude,
I've seen a lot of reviewers say that exact line around the 2000s kind of era where they went, wow, how is it going to get better? And I continue to say that every year. Well, as these games now look better than anything I'm capable of seeing now. It's ridiculous.
Well, and one of the things that came out of last night was a big highlight for me, Scott, was Star Wars Eclipse. This is a new one coming out of Quantic Dream. And if anybody knows Quantic Dream, they have one of the best storytelling mechanics within the industry, and how every decision matters and always has a consequence too. Like playing Detroit Become Human was such an experience. Like I go all the way back to Indigo Prophecy back on PS2 days with Quantic Dream. So there's a shout out for an old school game for sure. But if you can get into that, but moving forward, now they're getting into Star Wars. Dude, we saw this drop last night. What were your thoughts?
Well, we were saying as it goes on, hold on, wait, what is this? Could this be? And then we thought 1313.
Oh,
well, it seems that one's still in a dark closet somewhere, but no, it looked cool, and it's a different setting. I'm not sure what the High Republic really includes, but I do have a lot of Star Wars kind of expert friends that I'm gonna have to
hit
convene
up
with.
Absolutely. No, it was definitely very cool to see this reveal trailer, and a lot of it last night was world premieres, and then they trickled in some of the awards, right? And then if you go and take a look at who won the awards last night, dude, there's like a list a mile long, but they just didn't include that in the overall show just to keep the pace of it going. I thought it was cool. But Alan Wake 2 was also revealed, Scott. I think for the first time, it's a survival horror game, which is pretty cool. And something kind of came out of nowhere I did not expect to see was Wonder Woman game.
Yeah, that was kind of a surprise. I think I remarked, I don't think this has been done before. I'm not sure if she's been the star of any video game property.
This comes from Monolith Productions, the team behind Shadow of Mordor. So that has me pretty excited to see what they're going to create. Cool. Not much was revealed last night at all, really. It was just kind of a, hey, it's Wonder Woman. What happens next? But after that, we ran into the latest trailer for Elden Ring, which was cool to see. Elden Ring is one of those games I'm definitely excited for, but has me a little skeptical of whether or not I can achieve my goals to play in the game.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna hurt a little bit, but that's part of the fun.
Absolutely. And then Warner Brothers revealed another one, Suicide Squad, coming out. Killed the Justice League was shown off for the first time for its gameplay reveal. Scott, what were your thoughts on that one?
Well, that was interesting to see because it looks like it's going to be a lot of jumpy action and different characters that I'm not so familiar with. Yeah. Even though we've only had the 2 movies now, and it doesn't really seem to explain much. I was wondering if Killshot is going to be Will Smith, but
I don't think so.
Deadshot.
Yeah.
But I don't believe he is, which actually makes me think the Wonder Woman project we talked about. Do you think that'll be Gal Gadot?
Oh, dude, that'd be awesome.
She has to be the most believable Wonder Woman.
I think so. Yeah. Going back to that, I think that's a valid point, Scott. So if they have somebody else take her place, like we've seen that come in with Marvel's Avengers, that we don't have the actual, lookalikes or the voice actors from the movie adaptation. So which is understandable because that comes at a high price tag. So I kind of I doubt she'll be there. I doubt she'll be there. Scott, my overall take though for Suicide Squad, dude, I'm just not feeling it, man. I think a lot of people are gonna have a great time. I think it looks like a good game. I'm just not 100% sold on it. Coming out of the team behind Batman Arkham series, dude, like that's one of the best Batman series we've ever experienced, and I don't doubt that they're not going to pull this off. I think it's going to be great. I'm more excited though for Gotham Knights than I am for this.
Oh, do you think it's a case of video game saturation? There's too many heroes,
superheroes.
Marvel Avengers is kind of the big one.
Sure,
a lot of people were disappointed, but then Guardians of the Galaxy swept up some awards and looks to be pretty solid.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if there's just too many in the same few years now.
Well, you kind of get into that bit of a fatigue, right? But in the world of DC, there hasn't really been too much done as of lately. It's all Marvel, right? It's all Marvel. And I think that's what it is, really, is I'm more of a Marvel fan than a DC fan. But yet, if you bring me Injustice 3, dude, I'm sold. Like, it's just that simple, right? So there's two sides to it. It's just the Suicide Squad. I don't like the movies. I think they suck. I think they're stupid, and I just they don't do anything for me. I know they're supposed to be silly fun, but I just don't like them. I just don't like them at all.
What was the second Birds of Prey? I think.
Oh man,
I had a friend that came over to watch it specifically because we're critics, and we had a great time with that movie, but it was not due to the movie.
From there, they revealed the Halo TV series, which looked pretty cool. We also saw a glimpse at Hellblade 2 Senua's Saga, which just freaked the crap out of all of us. That was really strange.
Those lifelike eyes.
Oh, man. Yeah, again, Unreal Engine 5, right? And then a highlight came out of the ex-DICE devs was a new team for a co-op PvE sci-fi shooter called Arc Raiders. Scott, that one looks awesome. That looked really cool.
Yeah, that was nice. It had kind of like a lighter color tone to it, and it did look quite interesting.
Yeah, it has a different take. It opened up, we're like, oh man, this is looking like Horizon a little bit, Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah. And all of a sudden it opened up, I'm like, oh, this is not Horizon Zero Dawn in the slightest. but it was very cool to see. So I have my eyes on that one. I'm going to be keeping a close eye on that one for sure. And we saw a release date for Forspoken. Scott, this game looks sick. May 24th, 2022 for PS5 and PC. Looks so cool, man. I'm definitely pretty excited to see that one. What are your thoughts? Where you stand with the Forspoken?
Well, I'm liking this kind of wave of fantasy action game. So you could say it leads with Elden Ring, Avowed, and now we're getting Forspoken. They're all kind of that fantastical world, but I don't have the fatigue when it comes to that. I have a hunger for that one.
Yeah, we saw more gameplay of Horizon Forbidden West, which we won't worry about today because we cover it all the time on the show. Sonic Frontiers was revealed. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the movie trailer was funny to see. That was cool.
Yeah, Jim surprisingly solid looking because I'm a huge skeptic on that first one. I laugh about some of the scenes still when I think about it, but number 2 looked to be like they play it up properly.
Yeah, for sure. We saw
Knuckles.
There you go. You got your Knuckles. It's about time.
Yeah.
We also saw Cuphead, The Delicious Last Course. The DLC was announced. Star Trek Resurgence is there. The Expanse. This is a new one coming up. Telltale. Now, for those who may recall, Telltale was actually done in 2018, which was then purchased by another studio and now calls themselves Telltale. So
it's new branding. Oh yeah.
Somebody bought the license to their name, and it has a pedigree. So with that, we've also heard rumors of them working on The Wolf Among Us 2 and The Expanse. So
The Wolf Among Us, man, that one got me so strongly the first time I played it.
I never
and The
finished
Expanse is something that I've heard of because I played a huge amount of Elite Dangerous.
Right.
The Expanse is kind of the TV show everybody points to. Like,
See, I
hey,
didn't even
this
know
one's
that's a
really
thing.
good.
So I got to check out The Expanse. It's one of those things I need to take a look at. Because if it's by Telltale, I'm really curious because oh man, this is a funny thing because it's a new studio. I don't really know like how they're going to produce this game and where it
Yeah.
stands with the pedigree that Telltale was at. The problem with Telltale of late was, dude, they just had too many projects on the go and they sunk themselves. It just seems like boom, another story, another story, another story, another story, and there's only so many people within the studio, and it seemed to have kind of been a little overwhelming. And then that's why we lost Telltale back in the day, which is unfortunate because they told some of the best stories, dude. The Walking Dead from
In a
Telltale.
super unique way. I was going to ask you about The Walking Dead because I think you've mentioned how that
Played
one was
them all.
powerful.
Very, very powerful. Loved each and every one of them. It's fantastic, and I hate zombie games. But yeah, that one was cool. Borderlands, the Telltale series, was fantastic as well. Like, dude, I hold them at a very high pedigree within storytelling. So I'm definitely curious to see what The Expanse is about, and if we can get the Telltale of late into a new generation. And
yeah, it's a lot to live up to, but the source material is very solid from everything I've heard.
Absolutely. And then we also saw the latest, A Plague Tale Requiem, which is, oh man, this looks so good, dude. I can't wait. Scott, one of the funniest things I did see announced last night was Among Us in VR.
Yeah, it began, and I thought, what is this, another job simulator? Maybe Stanley's Parable. You can kind of see that it's VR and it's kind of colorful. And then who was it? One of us joked, maybe it's Among Us, and then it was.
Yeah, it was. I don't seem to have it here, which is unfortunate because I wanted to talk about the next one, Nightingale. Dude, this one looks really, really cool. Ex-BioWare devs, a fantasy Victorian survival game, co-op, coming to early access PC in 2022. So that's one we should keep our eyes open for as well. And then,
quite a while away, but really nice aesthetic to it.
Yeah, one of the game announcements that's going to wrap up our segment, Scott, is something you were extremely excited for, and it's something that just doesn't really hit home with me, but Warhammer Space Marine 2 was announced.
Oh, that's right. They showed off enough in the trailer for me to get excited. There's Tyranids to fight, there's Imperial Guardsmen on the ground, and they all look to the Space Marines as if they were the Master Chief. That's just how it should be.
It did look cool. There's no doubt about it. You were kind of explaining it last night as we were watching. I'm like, man, this does look pretty wild. From there, Scott, let's move on. It's time for the awards. Here's our recap of the awards winners last night. Not all of them because there is just way too many. We don't have that kind of time. We could have gone for an hour today, Scott, easily.
It's a 3-hour show, and it would be easy to fill that.
Yeah, preface this with, it's a 3-hour show crunched into half an hour, all right? So this is what we get. On to the awards, Scott. Best action game goes to Returnal. Dude, I was so excited to see this. I was pretty pumped. When they're up against Back 4 Blood, Chivalry 2 is there, Deathloop, Far Cry 6, and Returnal was the winner. Very cool. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I think Returnal needs to be spoken of more. I think that's very fair. I may have remarked last night, both Deathloop and Returnal, they made a big splash and then they kind of faded. And I don't think I agree with that because they're both really interesting, very great concepts. And in this category, best action, well, they're both really good contenders in my opinion.
Absolutely. From there, we moved on to best action adventure game. And the one and only Doug Bowser got up to accept the award for Metroid Dread as the winner, Scott.
Very nice. I believe that one deserves a lot of awards.
That's one I wasn't able to get around to playing, which is unfortunate because though not a Metroid Dread fan or Metroid at all, to be honest, I really wanted to get into this one. I thought this could have been my starting point. But
it may be. Yeah, the two-dimensional ones are, well, they're their own animal, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Best RPG, Scott, went to Tales of Arise. I never played it.
Not terribly surprised there.
No.
I haven't played myself either, but the Tales series is well established, and I expected this one to hit the mark as well.
It went up against Cyberpunk 2077, Monster Hunter Rise, Scarlet Nexus, which I still have to get into, and Shin Megami Tensei 5. So
I'm kind of surprised Shin Megami didn't take that one. Again, a very experienced Express series.
Yeah, and then we got into best VR game. Dude, this was a heck of a lineup too. Hitman 3, I Expect You to Die 2, Shell Games, shout out to them, one of my favorite VR developers, period. Lone Echo 2, Resident Evil 4, and Sniper Elite VR. Sniper Elite and Hitman being the first time ever moving into the world of VR. I didn't get around. Dude, can you believe it? I did not play Hitman VR.
Oh.
I know.
Oh, man.
I'm
Well,
disappointed
you've
myself.
already had our week vacation booked, but I think we might have to make it 2 weeks now.
Resident Evil 4 was the VR winner. Scott, I'm not playing that one.
That's one that I really want to get into, but I'm going to have to do it in time.
I'm staying as far away from that as possible.
Well, I made the joke yesterday when I'm 60, I may have time to return to these games, but there's just so much.
So here's the thing, dude. As we're watching the Game Awards last night, and they just keep announcing new game after new game after new game, I look at my list and go, "Oh, I have such a long list to get to already." I really, at this point, as much as I always look forward to the next new and shiny game, I don't need any more right now because I'm so far behind.
I'm looking at my backlog and I'm thinking Valheim one day.
Oh, dude, it was cool. Steve and I played it. We had a ton of fun. I've got one of our producers out of Toronto, actually. He still plays it to this day.
But, that's cool.
Yeah, shout out to Andrew. Fantastic guy. Best game direction, Scott. It went up with Deathloop, It Takes Two, Returnal, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and then went to Deathloop was the winner. Deathloop also won Best Art Direction, which makes a lot of sense considering that has such a unique spin on the whole genre, and Arcane created something very unique. You can definitely get the sense and the feeling of Dishonored without a doubt.
Yeah. I think that DNA will permeate everything they touch, and well, for a good reason. I mean, that's why I hold Arcane to such a high standard.
Absolutely. No, I always held them up there too. And I'm waiting for. Do you think we'll see Dishonored 3?
Oh man, I really hope so. I think it's almost more likely we'll see a remaster come out on.
We've seen
Series
them though,
X.
Right? We've seen those. They have been.
That's one that I haven't really explored. Yeah, because there is a
man.
definitive edition, so called. I loaded it up. Noticed that the achievement list is now blank for me. I will be back later.
Nice.
Counts as a different version of the game. Time to go through once more with 0 kills.
Dude, that's so hard. How do you? I can't do that. I can't do it.
It's so good.
I always refer to myself as the Panther class from Splinter Cell because I go in and then pounce on everybody from behind to take them out one by one. Yeah, it's my style is sneak in, take you out, and you don't even know I was there. It's fantastic. Sometimes it all goes awry though.
You get to walk out the front door because no one's left.
yeah, absolutely. Best narrative game went to Marvel's Guardians Galaxy. They were up against Deathloop, It Takes Two, Life is Strange: True Colors, it's a standout title this year, and Psychonauts 2.
I'm really surprised that it edged over Life is Strange and Psychonauts 2 as well, because they're both, in my opinion, just a narrative-driven experience. But Guardians of the Galaxy, though,
absolutely
to be a solid hit.
I thought for sure Life is Strange: True Colors had that one. I really did. I thought, man, like it was such a.
It's emotional and it's up and down and.
Yeah, no, it was a roller coaster. It was fantastic. Best score in music went to Nier Replicant version 1.22474487139. Why?
It's funny. I've seen a lot of people on YouTube just recite that like it's easy to remember.
Oh man, it's funny that
our own Corey on that one.
Yeah, that's right. So that was cool. Best audio design went to Forza Horizon 5. They were up against Deathloop, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Resident Evil Village, and Returnal. Dude, that's a banger of a list right there. But Forza took it, and it was cool to see. Forza is a fantastic game. It's an incredible game.
I really got to get to that one. Oh, man.
Dude, you need to. I just deleted it to make space because it's 100 gigs on my hard drive.
I did the same.
It sucked. I didn't want to. I really didn't want to. It might make its way back. I'm sure it will, actually. Best performance awarded to an individual for voice over acting, motion, and or performance capture goes to Maggie Robertson for Resident Evil Village. dude.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
It was kind of a tough call for me because there's a lot of notable people. We have Eric Mori, Life is Strange, Giancarlo Esposito, Far Cry, Jason E. Kelly on Deathloop, and Ozuyama Akaga for Deathloop. And I'm like, holy, there's a huge list of really good performances. I kind of thought Giancarlo was going to take it.
Yeah.
But Maggie Robertson, her character just went across the planet and got everybody's attention. So
it was incredible. Yeah, for sure. Games of Impact went to Life is Strange True Colors, without a doubt. Scott, I think that one's an easy winner for me.
Yeah.
Best ongoing game went to Final Fantasy 14. I got nothing. It's a good list, though. You got Apex, you got Call of Duty Warzone, which we all knew was not going to win anything at this point. Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact. I thought Fortnite would have taken it, but they did not. So they went to Final Fantasy.
Fortnite, by the numbers, I think both the amount of money spent and gained, it's a juggernaut of its own. But
absolutely,
when it comes to tailoring the content for the fans and keeping it going, I'm not sure when 14 Online came out, but it seems like there's something new for it every couple months.
Yeah, absolutely. It came out a while ago, and I know they've had some rocky launches with some of their updates and stuff, but then instantly, like, dude, they immediately go to Twitter, take care of their community, tell them what's going on and how they're going to fix it, and then they fix it.
And notice how there's no Destiny on that list.
Yeah, that's a good point, too. I never thought of that, because Destiny's been there for years, right? Like, they've been on there for a long time, and to see them not even there.
And Nate will tell you that they like to give content and then take it away with further updates. Well, but the point is that they're always updating.
Absolutely. You're such a... Best indie game, dude, went to one of my favorite games this year, Kena Bridge of Spirits. It went up against 12 Minutes, Death's Door, Inscription, and Loop Hero. Shout out to Kena. They won another award, too, but I can't remember which one it was. Something else for
should have been quite a few if you ask
indie debut, I think is what it was. So they won a couple awards last night, which is fantastic. You ready for this one? Most anticipated game of the year.
I called this one right off the start.
Man, it's not my most anticipated game, but I understand. It's Elden Ring again, second year in a row. It is what it is.
R.R. Martin's name is on that. That brings a lot as well.
Absolutely does. And then it came down to Scott, game of the year. It was up against Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Resident Evil Village, and the winner was It Takes Two. Dude, I had no idea. I was not predicting this one. I was way off. I thought for sure it was Deathloop.
We each offered our prediction right before it went, and Steve called this one, man.
Steve nailed it. So shout out to Steve from all the way over in England.
Dude, we say that like he's still over there.
He's not there. He's over here with us. But it's just, wow. Dude, you know what? Good for them. And then Joseph got up. Joseph is one of the most charismatic and incredible, witty guys I've seen. Just a weird, wacky dude, and to have him come out and just be pumped because he's looking at the list, right? And he's probably in the back of his mind going, I don't think so. And then sure enough, he won. And they, It Takes Two won a couple awards last night, so it was great on them. Scott, overall impressions of last night's The Game Awards?
Well, I think it was a very well put together presentation. There was enough of a blend of things. There was a couple musical performances. Sting,
yeah,
that was excellent. I'd never heard Sting before, but then we get into the games. The games announcements just keep coming.
Young pup.
We had a joke with Northern Nerdcast over there. Yeah. We'll put it this way: if he was taking a drink of water every time, that guy would have had a pool in his house.
Absolutely.
But it was paced very well. I always think back to that one presentation that I'm not going to name, but it was lackluster, and
absolutely
everything I watch now gets compared to it, and
with good reason.
Keighley puts on a good show.
And that's going to be our show, Scott. This has been ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. You can always join us live over on twitch.tv/theofficialITG, as well as Inside the Game Official on YouTube. If you can't join us live, hit us up later. InsideTheGame.ca, podcast services, and TV streaming networks around the globe. I'm Drew, that's Scott. Everybody have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday, Inside the Game.